My second live for the year, right? And the reason why I'm doing this live, about 2 person messaged me, right? And this live is titled The Books Are How I Changed My Life with These Books, right? Because somebody messaged me and said, I heard you did a live and we didn't get to see the live where you talk about the books that you've been reading. So I think the best title for this video is like the books that changed my life over the past 5 years, or 3 to 4, not even 5 years, 3 years, right? Because we weren't going to do much live. We done a live the other day where we talk about the factors, the 5 factors that can affect your chance to do well in life, right? We talk about the environment, we talk about what you do with your time, who you spend your time around. So we feel like we did done that for the beginning of the year, because over here we talk about personal development. So I feel like I'm just giving everything to settle down because everybody is on the platform have something to say, rightfully, wrongfully, but we just wanted to give everybody a chance before. And we actually feel like we're waiting on our next assignment. Maybe this is my next assignment because somebody messaged me and asked me if I can go back over that live or do a similar live. So this morning, the title is probably best be described as, I think I've got about 5 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over 6 to 7 books that changed my life, right? And it's about me, not you, because you don't have to do it. But the title of this video this morning is about the books that changed my life over a 3-year coming up into a 4th year, 3 to 4 year spans. The books them that I've been reading that changed my life. Because somebody messaged me and asked me to go back over the lives and go back over the books and just help them to understand how to get the information from the book, right? So that they can use it to better themselves. Again, if you're seeing me for the first time, my life is not like the typical life that you get on this platform. My life is not about entertainment, so I can save you the trouble and save you the time. If you are looking for a laugh, if you are looking for an entertainment or a shock value, this is not the life for you, all right? We do personal development. We do serious stuff, right? And that's what we've been doing for the past 3 years. So I know this platform is all about entertainment, and some people say it's the escape from reality, and that's fair enough, right? I'm not here to judge. But I'm doing this live because somebody messaged me and said, I didn't get your last live when you speak about the books them. Because we're just coming into 2025, right? And we did a live where we said, these are the books them that I've been reading for the past 3 years in terms of personal development. So we went into details. As we said, we peel back our library. And so a few people messaged me and said, could I do one more live? So I'm showing up this morning to do the live in regards to that, right? It's not about a big audience. If it's even me sitting here talking into the phone, because what I tend to do, I'll record it and I will put it back up, right? Because we understand nowadays people is lazy in learning. People don't want to sit around and listen, and that's fine, all right? So this live this morning, the title of it is The Books That Have Changed My Life. The books that have given me the financial understanding, the books that have given me confidence, the books that have given me the ability to speak and work on myself, the books that really add value to my life. And not only the books, I'll be speaking about the authors from the books and tell you where you can find them. And that's just what this live is about. So like I said, the first book I actually purchased, this was actually the first book I actually purchased. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. And the reason why I purchased this book, I was listening to a Jim Rohn lecture, and he just name dropped the book and he said something, and he said that's how I normally teach kids about financial independence. So I was listening, and he didn't really mention much about the book because I was just listening to one of his seminar. Right, Jim Rohn has been dead for decades now, but sometimes you can learn more from the dead than the live, you know? Like, yeah, if somebody die rich and successful, then you can go in search of how did they become so rich and successful. And if somebody lose their life recklessly, then you can also see how did that person lose their life. So as a wise man said, you can learn more from the dead than from the life. So I was listening to Jim Rohn seminar, and he mentioned this book. It's written by George S. Clason. And the book really goes into the basics and the fundamental of financial principle, right? This book is like, as I said, the best way to describe this book is like the financial principles that the banking system is actually built on is they have not been updated, right? The financial principles that the financial institution in the West is built from is actually taken from this book, right? It's got I think it calls 7 Cure for Lean Purse, right? But also in this book it talks about it's not what you earn, but what you're able to save. Because a lot of us are working minimum wage, and that's all right. If that's what you're earning, then that's what you're going to have to learn to save from, all right? And in this book, it said save no less than 1/10 of your earning. So if you really want to understand, look, I'm not going to sit down and say I can't save anything or I can't achieve anything because I'm not earning enough or I'm not making enough. Then, as a wise man said, there's a 99 reason why it can't be done, but not one excuse, right? And he said if you have 7 apples and you have a bucket and you put the 7 apples in the bucket, and every day you go back, you take out 1 less. So you put 7 in, you take 6 out. At the end of the week, you'll end up with 7 apples, right? It also talk about planting a wealth tree for when you grow old. It talk about protecting your goal, right? He used the word slavery as every dollar that your dollar earn is like the children, because sometimes as like I remember when I came across this phrase, right? Because especially from Jamaica, blessed for the one person, like, yeah, my life doesn't have to be super popular, but we get one person rocking, it's good, right? I remember using this term because as black people, right, we are expected to give away our money to our family, right? So I don't know if you move from Jamaica, but I moved from Jamaica, right? And sometimes you might go out for dinner with your family, or you might post a video where you seems to be having fun, right? And as soon as you come off your phone, like family members messaging you, telling you everything that's going wrong and want you to give them some money. And I remember when I came across this phrase that the money I have is my slave and it needs to go in search and create more children and create more slaves so they can work for me, right? And I still use that phrase because a lot of us don't understand, like when you invest $1 in the stock market while you are sleeping, that, so for example, $1 probably not much, right? But if it's what you have, it's what you have, right? You can own the biggest piece of the Fortune 500 company with $1, right? You can walk around and say you're an investor just to hear the word and just to feel it. You can say, you know what, I'm actually an investor. So especially you got like trading 1, 2, or you got many. At one point, it feel like investment was only reserved for a select few, but nowadays with a lot of the online and the fintech banks, anybody can become an investor, right? But every dollar that you invest is technically like your slave working for you. So while you're sleeping, it is working for you, right? And that's from this book. This book talk about it's not what you earn, but what you're able to save. And you should save no less than 1/10 of your earning. Once you're able to do that, and it talks about setting yourself a budget, right? It doesn't have to be constrained because you are the one that's writing it. So it's important. Set yourself a budget, because what we find, a lot of people, sometimes they will say, I don't know where all my money went. You know, sometimes as soon as we get the money, it just disappears. But if you get the mindset, I'm going to start to budget my money, I'm going to know, I'm going to be able to account for my money. It's called the 7 Cure of a Lean Purse, right? Like I said, I'm just literally going over the books. We are in what, day 3 of 2025, right? And it was actually somebody that reached out to me and said, hey, could you just go back over the books them? Because I heard that, because it seems as if that you don't know who is talking about you. So the person said that I hear that you did a good live about some books that we should have in our library, right? And this was actually the first book I purchased. This was the first book I purchased because I want to understand. And nowadays, like when you read this book or you listen to this book, whether you buy it from the whatever platform or you listen to it on audiobook, it will be a worthwhile investment, because the very financial system, like no bank. I was talking to somebody the other day, right? I don't know if they're watching, right? And they were telling me that they loaned somebody some money and the person isn't paying it back. I'm not a bank. I don't lend people money. I'm not a bank, right? If the bank don't deem you a worthy creditor, doesn't matter how you love somebody, right? If the banking system don't deem them a worthy creditor, why should you lend? This is why a lot of us this is why in the story, in the book, you talk about this guy, right? And we did a very in-depth live about this, because to understand the story, you have to understand because it was actually a slave, right? Blessed, good morning, thanks for the live, right? But our life is about if we can find one person, because we sit down sometimes and the spirit say, go and go do your life, right? But the story about in this book was actually a slave, right? Who traded. So somebody, the richest man at the point, wanted some work done. But the guy that was supposed to do the work, he said, I don't want you to pay me, right? He said, tell you what, I'm going to stay up all night and I'm going to make the goat skin for you, whatever you want. But what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to tell me, how did you become so rich? Because we live in a day and age nowadays, and I remember, like, this is where I like where I'm at in life, because there was a raging debate the other day about some people was asking, would you take $1 million? And this was before Jay-Z was accused, right? There was this debate online. Would you go to dinner with Jay-Z or take $1 million? So if Jay-Z said, I'll give you $1 million, or you get a chance to sit down with me at the dinner table, which one would you take? And there was a lot of people was like, I'll just take the $1 million, right? And that just reminds me, this is why I keep on coming over here, right? And I said, ignorance is not bliss anymore. Like, ignorance will cost you in life, right? In this book, and if you've never seen this book, I would implore you to go online and listen to it, right? Because the guy stayed up all night and made the thing for the rich man. And he said, I don't want the money. What I want you to do is to tell me, how did you become so rich? With that, the guy take the knowledge, because the rich man come and tell him. The rich man said, the first thing you have to do, doesn't matter what you're earning, put away no less than 1/10 of your earning. Right? Put away no less than 1/10 of your earning. All right? That was what he did. After he did that, then he actually get what we would call fleeced. Like, a lot of people think scamming is new, right? A lot of people think scamming is new. But after the guy saved the money, right? Then he was actually scammed out the money, because some Phaeacians they were going away and said, look, just like how people is coming to you nowadays, right? And telling you about Bitcoin, and telling you about every ways, and telling you about things that you don't understand. We see a lot of people nowadays is getting fleeced out of their hard-earned money by so-called celebrity. But because they have never, this is why ignorance is costly. For 2025, ignorance is costly. Sometimes ignorance costs you your hard-earned money. Sometimes it costs you your relationship, because you might lend a friend some money and they don't want to pay you back the money. You lose the money, plus you lose your friendship. Like, this is why we talk nowadays. We don't want to be living in ignorance, because every turn you turn nowadays, there is somebody out there to tell you a way to make some money. But you don't understand that if you don't do anything for 2025, make sure, and if you are serious about getting rich in life, because it's one thing to get rich, because as soon as you have some money, somebody is coming with a ways and means to tell you how they can double your money, and gold fleed from the man who forced it to do impossible things. Some of us have some money and we are forcing it to do impossible things. This is why it said in this book, the gold fleed from the man who forces it to do impossible things. So nowadays, when somebody want to talk to me about, what you call it, Bitcoin or this NFTs, I don't understand it. I have no interest. I have no interest in speaking to you about NFTs or speaking to you about Bitcoins, because I just don't understand it, right? And in this book, after the guy did the first thing, right? Blessed man, one for real, blessed. That's what we do over here, right? If you ask me for the first time, like I said, it's not about a big audience, but it's about empowering you. And if you never see this book, because what you find, there's a lot of financial book out there, but it all come back to the root, right? And if you can understand what you are looking for in life and stop live ignorant, because this book tells you. So after the guy stayed up and did the work, and the guy gave him the first rule, save no less than 1/10 of your earning, because then he was actually, so he was, okay, it is easy. He saved up some money. Along came somebody and said, listen to me, I'm a merchant, right? And we can do this together, we can become rich. Only to did not realize the guy was that. So a lot of us are thinking that scamming is new. Scamming is going on for generation. So when the rich guy came back, I think the guy name was Bansi Years, right? And he came back and said, what have you done since we last speak? Because he became his mentor. Because we understand nowadays, this is why everybody nowadays are claim to say they are a mentor. and they claim to say they have mastermind group. So mentorship, nothing is new on this earth. Nothing is new. So when you come on this line, I hear some people say, I want to become your mentor, and I want to become, you have to ask them, what have you done with your life? Because if you're going to mentor me, I have to see you where I want to be. I see them all the while coming to my end. I want to mentor you, but I can charge you £1,500. People don't, true successful people don't charge for mentorship. True successful people. So when somebody come and say, I want to mentor you, but you have to give me, take a running jump. True mentorship. Because if you are successful and you are in the position to mentor somebody, you shouldn't be thinking about money. But nowadays we live in a day and age now where a lot of them don't want to see themselves as scammer. It's like somebody keep messaging me. I love your videos, them. I love what you're posting. Give me £100 and I can put it out. I don't want that, bro. I'm happy. I'm happy with what I'm doing on my platform. Every time I post a video, I say, I like what you're doing. Why don't you let me put up? No, I did not discover you. You discover me. So that tells you what I'm doing is working. Anybody should be paying anybody. You should be paying me. Anyway, sidebar. So this book, so after the guy saved his money, he literally gets scammed, and the guy said you have jerked up your wealth tree from the root. But because you know how to do it, go back and plant your wealth tree. And he said to him, next time you want advice from about money, go in search of people and the persons who is qualified to teach you about money. So we have to be careful who we taking advice for in life, because advice is, when you come on this platform, advice, everybody have an advice for you. Everybody have an advice. Advice is one of the things, it's just freely given. But you have to understand, some of them is not even worth the paper it's written on. And this is why we don't come to give you advice, you know. Blessed man. Are you me come for work with this morning or one true real? Because I sit down in my living room and the energy I say because I feel like I'm wait for my next assignment, because for the past 4 years we've been pouring value on this platform. But we reach a space nowadays, we don't need to come over here to feel validated, because we know we got value. Blessed, right? Blessed, my friend. Blessed love, right? So we just sit down and the spirit was like, go and do the live, because somebody asked me to come back and do a live. But we really want, because listen to me now, I'm going to get into some serious book. But we have to understand money. We have to understand, like, look, money is the way we pay for goods and service in this life. And sometimes we are, good morning, how are you doing? Blessed to see you. I think that I see, if I haven't seen you for the new year, I wish you nothing but prosperity, all right? But we have to be careful of wish, because the foolish wishes and grumble, and the wise man work and wait. So we don't want to be the foolish. So when you see TOPFORM, maybe you have prayed to God for 2025. I feel anointed when I sit down here and I feel like I'm doing this kind of thing, because somebody watching me has been praying to God for a deliverance. Somebody's been praying to God, yeah man, for a deliverance, and this is God's way of delivering you. You have to take, we have said it all the while, we have to participate in your own rescue. So yes, you go into the closet and you close the door and you pray to God, and God is saying, all right, I've got a blessing coming from you, but you have to educate yourself and empower yourself. And this is how you, because remember them saying, oh, you do your best and God will do the rest. So if you have a work and you know say you dey make money and you never sit down to understand the importance of saving no less than 1/10 of your earning, this is God's way of saying, go and get this book, because the knowledge that's in this book, I love this book. I went into COVID and I discovered this book, and when I come out of COVID, I actually buy a piece of land in Jamaica. I kid you not. When I discovered the principles in this book, I remember when I did Blessed Love, when I discovered this book, I was so, there's a few books here. When I discovered it, I couldn't wait to go to bed and wake up and start live. And I'm going to take the time. I'm not here to rush my life. And I'm not here to rush my life, because it's not about the entertainment. We do, nowadays we say we do seminar. And if you are seeing me, there must be something, because think about it. We find what we seek, we find what we search in this world. We find what we search. This is why you have to be careful what you're searching for, because you will find it. So this book we talk about is the book for Get Your Money Up in 2025. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon, all right? And I've already go over to some of the details, right? And it said, keep more than what you earn. I love this book because I think the first lesson, the first note I take from this book, a part of what I earn is mine to keep. A part of what? Because a lot of us don't understand the simple principle. A lot of us are going out there. Right? Yeah, man, a lot of us get this book, listen to it. It's on YouTube. You don't have to pay a penny, I promise you. The first time, because even when I went on Amazon and buy the book, I listened to it on YouTube. YouTube is good for books, right? It's called The Richest Man in Babylon, George H. Clason. One of the first rule, a part of what you earn is yours to keep. You have to develop the mindset of pay yourself first. So this is why nowadays the banking, because the bank, there's not one bank out there nowadays. If you want financial, you want to invest, every banking system will allow you to get at least 10% come off of your wages. Before, so if you're supposed to get paid the 25th of January, you can go on Trading 1, 2, or you can go on Halifax, or you can go on any one of the banking that you have been banking. Yes, man, and what you can do is actually set up £10. If you're not even can pay £20, but it's important. You have to willing to start where you are. And it's about the discipline, because here's the truth. You see, once you realize I'm not missing that £10, I don't need that £10, then you are creating a discipline that something, some ways, when I tell you, say, change that £10 a month direct debit or standing order to £20 a month. But there's a key rule in this book. A part of what I earn is mine to keep. It's actually, as soon as I open one of my book, it's the first thing that jump out to me. Literally, I pay myself first. Yes, man, discipline. All right, so that was the first book. The second book, as I said, I'm just peeling back my library, right? The second book I purchased was from this man, As a Man Thinketh, by James Allen, right? And it said it in the title. So as soon as I opened this book, on the first page, it said, mine is the master power that molds and makes, and a man is mine, and evermore take the tools of thoughts, shaping whatever he wills, bring forth 1,000 joys or 1,000 ills. He thinks in secret and it comes to pass. The environment is nothing but a looking glass. All right? It's not what nobody think about you. I love this book. I love this book, especially the part where it talks about serenity. It talks about, this is actually my favorite page. Not only the part that tells me, hey, my mind is a workshop of my body, right? Whatever I think in secret, it will come to pass, right? And I love compliment this book with a phrase that I picked up from Les Brown. One man opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. So I do live because I've been doing live for years now. And I remember saying sometimes some people are in some relationship and they feel stuck and trapped in the relationship because whether it's a man or a woman that's telling me, you are nothing without me. You can't leave me. You will never find anybody better than me. And you actually take that and you internalize that and you resort yourself to the scrap heap of unhappiness. You resort yourself to the scrap heap of abuse, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. But if you are tell yourself, no, I will find somebody better than you because I'm a person of value, I'm a person of worth. But this is why I do what I do, because we come over here not just to blessed, yeah man, it says that too much truth in one life, but that's what we do. And this is why I come, I truly don't come over here because I feel like I have to, but I come because I want to, and I come because I picked up this philosophy from Earl Nightingale. Using one candle to light another does not diminish the light of the candle that was used to light the other candle. So nowadays, I'm bringing the books that really changed my life. This morning live is about, I am showing you the books that help me to become more confident, help me to become more aware, help me to become the way how I speak, my outlook on life, all right? And if you have never seen this book, because especially if you grew up, because sometimes our mother, our father, or people who love us say some things about us that really damage us. So you have to get back to really taking control of your life. So I understand the importance. And every man should read this part about serenity. Because sometimes we don't get tests. You know what I like about this part that said many men sour their good life because they lack self-control. We got to be able to speak into our soul. Peace be still. Because sometimes you go over the door. Sometimes you might get a promotion at work and somebody not stop provoke you. Because them realize saying once them provoke you and you act out a character, then your reputation is damaged, because once your reputation is damaged, it is truly damaged. This is why a wise man said, I'd rather live with a bad conscience and a bad character. But once you understand the importance, I'm going to be disciplined in I'm not going to let you jar me out, right? As we have a saying, say, jar me out. It get tested all the while. Just like how we have a waste of space, I come say, give it a rest, because some people are waste of space. We don't take up them time, all right? Commercial break. We don't take up waste of space time, right? But this book is a very, very good book, all right? It said, a calm man is like a shade-given tree. Who does not love a shade-given tree? It also talk about the dreamers of this world, visions and ideals. Nothing we are enjoying in this world. This mobile phone, the house you live in, it starts as a dream, right? So the world cannot do without the dreamers. Just like how, as much as people don't like Elon Musk, we actually at a point that we feel like we can't do without Elon Musk, because he is the one nowadays in our generation. He is a true dreamer and a visionary. Like, he's saying that, man, he want to populate Mars. Ain't nobody doubting him, because they realize this guy is a visionary. So in this book, he talks about the visions and the ideals. Once you have a dream, read this book, be confident in knowing that my dream, like a lot of us have dreams and ideas, and we actually feel like there's no space for my dream, or my dream is too crazy, or people is going to, no, it's your dream. The world cannot do without your dream, your dreams, your visions, your ideals. All right, this was a book. This book was an eye opener. This book transformed my life. I've been reading this book for like 3 years now. I literally have it on audiobook. And I have it on audiobook. I listen to it on YouTube. I listen to this book for the past 3 years at least once a month, right? Because I never seems like I can get enough knowledge from this book, because every time that I read this book, I discover something. See, as soon as I open it, it said, before a man can achieve anything, even in worldly things, he must lift his thoughts above slavish animal indulgence. All right, and as a wise man said, no man is free who anything external control him. So when they have an addiction to gambling or addiction to alcohol, this is why some people feel a sense of achievement when them talk about dry January, or they talk about not November, because a lot of people can't do it because they are a slave to that. They are not truly free. So we have to set ourselves little targets. It's not about, sometimes it's about the small discipline. All right, tell you what, I might not be able to go the entire January without not drinking, but I'm going to try to go a week. And once you do a week, then the next challenge you can say, I want to go at least 2 weeks. But as you open this book, it said, before a man can achieve anything in this worldly things, he must lift his thoughts above slavish animal indulgence. I love this book, and if you want to transform your life, if you really want to wake up to the realization that you and you alone is in charge of your life and not the outside influences, then get this book by James Allen, very prolific writer. I'm actually currently listening to one of his books called From Poverty to Power, right? And in that book, it said the brightest roses come from the dirtiest and the stinkiest soils, right? Sometimes we are going through some things in life. We just need to go through it, because when you come out, the nourishment, the energy, the discipline, the perseverance, the things that you're going to be able to come out to use to shine, to stand head and shoulders above the rest. It is in that. It's in that struggle. All right. The next book I actually purchased was this book. This book we actually purchased. We love this. Yes, man. Blessed, my friend. You see, our life, you know, when people see, when the weak out them come from my life, them all get shake up, because I love twins are twins, right? If you are mentally immature or spiritually immature, my life will lick your chip. My life is not for everybody, because if you are mentally and physically immature, my life will lick your chip. So some of them sitting at them house and them self-pleasure, and when them get bored, them things that them can. Yes, man, can I tell you something, man? That's one of the biggest myth, you know, one of the biggest myth, them tell you, say, if it's self-pleasure. But you see, some of them, when them sit down and them self-pleasure, and them wake up and them self-esteem upon them belly, and them self-esteem upon their hand, then them things that they can come online and try to bring down people. But we now come down here so come fight them. Because me not in the positive toxicity. Me come to do a mission, and me now go make Non-progressive people are the persons who stuck in a them mother basement, are the person who are going to blame black people, are the person who are going to blame politician, are the people are the person that's blaming everybody and anybody. You understand me? They always misunderstood us. Yes, man. Yeah, we not go over there go fight them. That's why I see it happen all the while where some people over here claim they're positive. And when somebody come, and because some people want to feel good, so they come and claim that they're trolling. You can't troll me. Me not come to feel good. My self-esteem is not tied to TikTok. I've wake up, I think I do a live, I said, TikTok was created for me. I was not created for TikTok. I bring value to TikTok. I bring value. And there's a small percent of people that truly bring value to this platform, because 99% of what they're on it, 99% of what it's on. And you know, it's like a post. I tell you something, right? I tell you something. This is why we talk about you have to willing to wake up today. You have to willing to wake up. I post a video with this guy wearing one of my TOPFORM hoodie, right? And he was just talking about it's Christmas, it's New Year's, but he's got some goals and some discipline, right? And he talks about, look, that's what separates the successful people from the ants. You have to willing to do the difficult things when you don't feel like doing it, right? I post that video on a next platform. Not one view. And I was watching this woman gyrating in her body in a sexual provocative ways, right? And I download it and I post it on the same platform and put a reggae song over it. 5,500 views. That's the society we live in. I don't come on social media lightly. I'm bad for them business. You really wear your own clothes. That's a level. No, everything me wear TOPFORM. TOPFORM was given to me by God. Check out my page. Me put on TOPFORM last night. Me look like TOPFORM is a feeling. Got to be on TOPFORM is to be physically, spiritually, emotionally, ultimately, economically fit. Because it don't make no sense, as I said, that chain is as strong as your weakest link. Because some of us, we might have good health, but we're emotionally weak. A lot of us might have good emotions, but we're spiritually weak. So to be on TOPFORM is to be in peak physical fitness, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and ultimately economically. So when me wear TOPFORM, last night I go to the cinema with my family, and me just feel like $1 million. Me feel good, me look good. Because I understand there was a time in my life where I was just working and running around like a blue-ass fly. And I couldn't stay out of the cash converter because I could, the more, it seems to be the more you work in this country, the less you can afford. Only thing left for me to sell at one point was my kidney. But I had to go in search of knowledge and understand, what don't I learn? What don't I know? I don't just be, so this is why we do what we do. This is about the science of getting rich. So we just appeal back the library. So if you just join me this morning, so you see this platform, as soon as you start shout, people start come. And we're not going to shout out because we're not going to shout out with shout out for them. But before I was sidetracked, I was telling you, that's the society we live in. So you're either on the menu or you have a seat at the table. So you can stay on the menu. Because the men of today, we have been manipulated. We have been manipulated and subdued and become submissive because the women them have sexualized them body, and the social media just keep on put sexual explicit content in front of us. And as I open this book, did you just join me? He said, no man. Let me see if I can find it because I not rush my life. I not rush my life. I tell you something, I wait for my next assignment, you know. Let me see if I can find it. Because if you look entertainment, the life you are not feel. So now it makes sense because you must have heard when we said no man is free, that anything, right, is a slave to anything. Because as soon as me put out the video, remember I tell you, so before a man can achieve anything, even in worldly things, he must lift his thoughts above slavish animal indulgence. Nowadays we see where OnlyFans has become the thing. So because of that, the shouting, talking as the people will come. It's not the shouting, you talk in the sense that we know them won't come on, but rock with me. Because nowadays we have to learn to save ourselves. And if you want to find peace in this world, Take it from me. Save yourself and watch the rest of them over there. I flutter in the water. Because as I'm using the story, because I said, look on that. The guy posted a video. I posted a video with this guy wearing the hoodie. And he's saying, look, what made the difference in life? I know it's the holiday season. I'm tired, but I'm going to go for a little run, right? Because that's what separates you. You know, you have to be disciplined. And to be disciplined is to do the things that you don't feel like doing sometimes, right? And I post that video. Nobody saw it. The platform did not put out that video, you know. And I was on a different platform and I just download somebody, a woman, right? Bending over provocatively. And I put a reggae song over it and put it out. 5,500. Social media is running. And you don't got no leader in the West is standing up to the social media and ask, what are you doing? Not one government. What I'm saying is, we are being manipulated. That is what I'm saying. So if you don't get it, as I've said, I've posted 2 videos, right? I've posted 2 videos. So let me catch you up. The guy was wearing a hoodie and he was just explaining the importance of discipline. He was saying something about motivation and discipline. And I put it out on a different social media platform. The social media algorithm did not put it out in front of anybody. And I download a woman bending over provocatively, gyrating. And I put out the same video on the same day. And it's up to 5,500 videos and counting. That is what I'm saying. So I am saying that unless you read this book, that's going to tell you before a man can achieve anything in this world, worldly things, he must lift his thoughts above slavish animal indulgence. The social media has got a lot of people living an animal, slavish, indulgently life. And you have to willing to save yourself. You have to willing to wake up and save yourself. And if we are in a brand new year. It is a time for record. It is blessed. It is time to stand up. It is time to take notice. It is a time to accept. Have I been manipulated by this social media? Can I only think about sex? Can I only think about the worst of humanity? Can I think about, because even as I opened my phone this morning, right? I saw a video came up on this platform. Women will never be happy. Not all women are like that. That is what is going into your subconscious. So automatically, if you are somebody single, you are telling yourself, then because it sticks, you know. As soon as you open your phone, boom. Women are never happy. The people who is never happy is the people who decided. I'm married. I don't waste my time trying to make my wife happy. Because she have to be in charge of her own happiness. That's why the world know if you got faith, you don't need to worry about anything. It's not about worry, because why worry? Jesus said, why worry? If you can't add a simple thing as one day to your life, not why worry? But we can't be reluctant. A lot of us say we don't worry, so we don't take the necessary steps. It's like when Noah was warned to build the ark. We can't see the lessons and say, Noah, this is why we love the Bible story. Noah, a lot of us are sitting down and living lazy and lethargic life, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and economically. We have to worry. But you have to discipline. It's not about just worry because of worry's sake. Noah was worried that the flood is coming and he wanted to save his family. Good morning. Thanks for sharing. I can't have the name of those. I'll run through them, but I could just tidy up this little housekeeping. So we have to get away from this mindset. Right? Is this the Bible you have? No, this is one of my Bible. But I not left my Bible. I read my Bible. I not get tweeted. The Bible is one book that changed my life. We have done many lives about the Bible. But we can't live a life after we're not going to worry. Because that's just a lazy way of living. Right? We have to look on the signs and say, all right, because I'm reading. Because if you are not worried about what to come, then how you going to know to protect yourself? I am worried, but not to the point where I'm crippled with fear. I'm worried for my kids. I'm worried for my grandkids. I'm worried for some of the things that they are making normal. I am worried for some of the things that we are seeing become normalized. I am very worried. I'm not fearful. I'm not in fear, but I'm worried. Because when I understand you got some woman out there, I say, oh, I am single and I can't find no good man and no good man no there. And I'm worried to see how men has become easily manipulated. I have seen how men has become bound and chained by sex. You have to be worried. But not because I'm fear. Because as a wise man say, you have a seat at the table or you're on the menu. So when you see me hold up a book like As a Man Think It, we understand George S. Clayson, richest man in Babylon. Thank you, my friend. And then we hold up this one, As a Man Think It. And we talk about the science of getting rich next. That's where we're going next. Right? That's where we're going. That's what we've been doing. We can't. So if you never, anybody asks a question, if you want to fill them in, fill them in. We love this book. This book, if you are a person who is overcome with jealousy and greed, because here's why you should read this book. It going to tell you no one in this world has anything that belongs to you. Alright? And you can't be positive and negative at the same time. Positivity and negativity does not reside in the same postcode. Alright? They do not make good bed company. So if you feel like, you know what, I'm always feeling jealous of people, then I would recommend this book because, and the reason why I can bring the receipt, right? I remember when I first become a personal trainer, one of the best decisions I ever make. I've accomplished so much out it, and I read this book. Everybody I see in the gym with a client, I couldn't focus on my client. I just feel like that should have been my client, right? And I remember once I read this book, I got to a point where I said, you know what? When we start to tell God what we should be getting in life, that's like we telling him how to do his job, you know. And I remember I did a video like you have that one co-worker who can tell you how to do your job, but they can't do their job, right? So nowadays, we just pray, we just have faith, and we just find peace and comfort to know that no one in this world has anything that belongs to me. This book also tells me there is no virtue in being poor, all right? Especially, like I said, if you're coming from a low-income household sometimes, or what side of the track you come from, you must hear it. If you have been on this platform, you hear people say money is the root of all evil. Well, I want to tell you that this book tells you there's no virtue in being poor. Right? Money is the way we pay for goods and service in this lifetime. So you have to figure it out because, as I said, right? If once you have a little, then you understand how to use it. But you don't have to accept that that's what you really have to have in life. I was going to read from it, but we just have blow through it, right? Get the book as Don't Be Lazy in Learning. Truly don't. It's a very good read. It's a very good read. A lot of people use it to change their life. There's a science to getting rich. I remember I did a live on this book where we said that you must have here a lot of people is running with this notion that Burger King. I've seen credible. I think the first person who said that was the guy that wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? He's out there saying, don't quote me. I think you can quote me on it, or I'm paraphrasing, that McDonald's is not into the burger business. They are into real estate. And this is why you have to understand nowadays. This is where false information get out, right? Because what McDonald's done is done the right business in the right location, all right? And if you are thinking to start a business in 2025, it's important you make sure you not only think about the business, but think about the location, because it's a key component to a successful business, that you do the right business in the right location. And that's what McDonald's has actually mastered. As in this book, it said you would not open an ice cream parlor in the middle of the desert. It also goes on to say we have to accept the fact that some industries is actually like overpopulated, or some of them is over. But at the same time, that does not stop you from doing what you want to do. But just bear in mind and just know that if you are going to be starting a business, think about the location where you're doing your business. This is a very, very, very good book, all right? It was not for us to born in this world and be living poor. Like he said, there is no lack in this world. So we have to figure out how do we get it, because as we see where they are actually looking to move to Mars to extract some of the minerals and some of the things that's getting depleted on Earth, because we have to hear them say blessed, right? All right, my friend, one for real. I'm here rock this morning because we see where they said that they are trying to colonize Mars if there is a nuclear war on Earth. Like, what they're going to do if there's a nuclear war? They can't move 8 billion people. They cannot move. It's a physical impossibility. But a lot of the natural resources on Earth is becoming depleted. And because of that, Mars was the closest to Earth at one point until it lost its atmosphere. All right, so that's what this book tell you. So before there is any luck, so you don't need to jealous of nobody. Again, once I used to have the fear of missing out. And this is why sometimes we wind up and peer dearly. Read this book. It will put your mind at ease. There's no need to have the fear of missing out. What's for you will be yours. All right, we love that book. After that, I think the next one we purchased was Think and Grow Rich. Blessed, my friend. That's what my life is about. My life is not about shouting and behaving like, 90% of the black people, them sit on this platform. We're not here to make up stuff. We are here to peel back and say, this is how I have transformed my life. This is what works for me. And it has worked. The reason why it worked for me, we are standing on the shoulders of giants. This is what works for the successful people before me and you. Like, seriously, there is not one success. You have to learn to read. Like, a lot of us nowadays want to be like Warren Buffett. Do you know how much hours a day Warren Buffett spend reading? Do you know how much hours a day Jeff Bezos has a passion for book. And his passion make him rich. Elon Musk has a very childlike curiosity. We have to feed our curiosity. Right? Blessed. So we can't just get up and be like the foolish who is wishing. A lot of us are in the point. We are just wishing and grumble. The wise man work and wait. So when Warren Buffett reading for 6-7 hours a day, then he make him decision. The only thing he have to do now is sit back and wait. When Elon Musk realize, NASA is spending billions because he read somewhere that NASA is under financial constraint because the rockets they are sending to space, it's only a one-time use. We have to read. We have to read. A lot of us have the vaccination. And nowadays, if you don't want to read, you can't listen. Because you can pull up an article, put on the reading thing, and just listen. That's why the Bible says nowadays, this is where it become clear. Who have ears to hear, let them hear. Blessed, they live in a... Yeah, a lot of this is why we say this is why we say we don't do motivation. Because if you look at my thing, I said I am actually an educational speaker. And we're going to move to a subscription because we are working on some content to put up for the people or persons who want to build our own community. So when we open our library, because we only show you a fraction, we're not ready to get into it yet. But we want a serious community we have built. So, because a wise man said you'll be a reflection of the books you read and the people you hang out with. So you hear what now? You see, if you spend 1 year with me want people to look and say, I've seen the changes. Changes can't hide. Changes cannot hide. You're either changing for the better or changing for the worse. This is why the Bible said no man is in its complete being. No motivation. This is why you see jealous people. This is why you got so much people now become solo patroneur, what they call them, solo patroneur. This is why we got the OnlyFans models them, because they are motivated for the big house, they are motivated for the holidays, they are motivated for the jet. Like, a lot of them seeking the path of least resistance. And seeking the path of least resistance make many men and rivers crooked. The prisons and the jails is filled with men and women who seeking the path of least resistance. But if you want value in a life, you have to add value. And this is why we have been adding value. So this conversation is about how I have added value. You notice I've been sitting here speaking to you and I've not used a note. I don't even like to use notes. I can't do it. Think and Grow Rich, right? Very good story. Napoleon Hill was given, like, and I normally said it was given, I don't know if that's the right word, ultimatum by Andrew Carnegie. I'm not going to pay you a penny. You're going to spend some time with me. I'm going to give you a letter of recommendation all about themselves, right? This is why we don't have no great industries being built. So Andrew Carnegie said he was looking somebody. It was by chance. So Napoleon Hill, who was actually a journalist, was supposed to write a story about Andrew Carnegie. And after I wrote the first story, Andrew Carnegie is like, you know what? It was on my spirit that I need somebody to write. Because when I'm dead, and when a lot of these successful men and women of our time died, they'll be taken to the grave, the principles of what truly will make you successful. Now, as I said in the book, Think and Grow Rich. And we like to couple this book like If you ever hear about Earl Nightingale, right? The problem with men today, we don't think. What's the name of the Bible because you are old and this is not the Bible. This is the Bible. We have the Bible. This Bible is old. I tell my daughter the other day, I had this Bible from I was going all age school. This Bible is about 30-year old. This Bible is about 30-year old. You see? See? But this is a Bible. It's called Think and Grow Rich, right? And for me, it might be different for you because there is a lesson inside it for everybody, right? But in this book, it tells me that desire is the starting point of all. You haven't left my Bible. I come from Jamaica, I put my Bible in my suitcase. I not left my Bible. This is why, and to be honest, I wasn't actually reading the Bible as much, and I probably still doesn't, but nowadays we got like apps, and we get the scriptures, because I've done, some of my best lectures I've done on this page was from the Bible. Like I said to a person who I met on this platform, I want me and her to write 24 biblical principles that, because them say 48 laws of power. But I have actually discovered 24 that if you know them, you don't need the 48. And God, I've actually got 10 or 12 already. Because I've discovered 24 biblical principles that if you know them and if you add them to your life, so we actually are going to write it. If you do it, this is the result. And if you don't do it, so we got the transgression. Because like I did the live and I said the first thing the Bible showed us was about courage. Now a lot of people, this is why if everybody read the Bible, interpret it different. That's why we have to be careful who interpret the Bible for us, because this book can set you free or it can hold you slave. And unfortunately in the black community, it's one of the books that's been used to hold black people enslaved, because a lot of us saw it's in the material things of the book rather than the good book. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but like I said to people, I don't really come over here and try to have a biblical discussion, because politics and religion, me and you, Ash, I'm not here to change your mind. You vote or you see fit. You interpret the Bible or you see fit. But as I was saying to somebody, the first thing I saw in the Bible when I opened the Bible was after Jesus created heaven and earth, separate night from day. If you want to say God did not create heaven and earth and it was a big bang, may God go with you, because we have 9 planets and only one is habitable. Something special happened on this earth. Somebody walked this earth that made this earth habitable. You can't live on Mars. You can't live on Venus. You can't live on Jupiter. You can't live on Saturn. But to God be the glory, you can live on earth. Alright? And as long as you live on earth, you have to understand the principles and the laws that govern earth. So after Jesus created heaven and the earth, He put Him principles in place. He said to Adam and Eve, eat from all the trees in the garden but this one, because from the day you eat from this one, you shall surely die. And after they eat from it, God, remember I know, me do the live already. Me don't want to go back in it. If I first know see me, remember this live is brought to you by TOPFORM. Jesus have the courage to drive out Adam and Eve out of the Garden of Eden. Why? Because they did not respect His boundaries. That life we did, we call it respecting your boundaries. Because in life, a lot of us in life are in mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional turmoil, because we have people in our life that does not respect our boundary. So yeah, man, I go split the 48 in a 2 and write 24 laws. 24 laws of freedom, we don't call it. 24 laws to freedom. So courage, the first thing the Bible show us is courage. The first thing, and this is why some woman have some man in them life who hold them down, because them lay the pipe good. You got some man in them life, I got some woman in them life toxic and I hold them down because she gyrate her head good. But you have to have the courage, because courage is the finest quality, because it guarantees all others. Without courage you have no discipline. Without courage you have no motivation. Without courage you have nothing. That was the first thing that Jesus showed us. Because remember, you know, them show you Adam and Eve walk away from God, because God had said, you nothing left. In the same life, me tell you in the same life, you know, be careful. Because you have, me know a woman who break up with persons, but because family and friend did love the boyfriend, them taught the girl to give the boyfriend a second chance. And the boyfriend wind up take the girl life. Because you got some people, when they make the mistake and make you get away the first time, them have a plan to make sure say, you not get away again. This is why we see some people in Jamaica. If we check the statistic, how much people lose them life when it already break up with the boy or break up with the girl. But you have to have the courage to stand by your conviction. So don't make nobody tell you nothing about the Bible. And please remind them, cause we get, yes man. No man, they share, they want to share. Cause some of them, I said it already, some of them digitally bad man, some of them will come and see me at work and say, where you come from? And then, but these are the people who go in at the like, it's over Jamaica. Like now, some people at Jamaica will say them a TikTok star. Sometimes when you go on it, sometimes when you go, when them pop up, because the more people go in at their live and the more them come in front of you, sometimes you feel like you have to go have a shower. TikTok say me there for an hour and me at work and me never scratch the surface yet. Right? Some of the time, some of them people, but them don't want to give me the light, they don't want to share, they don't want to make no noise about what them are here. Because them know, say I don't lie, me I tell. Because in the same life, me tell you, say be careful who you take or talk from, because some people, you don't know what them get for keeping in a misery, you know. You might have a mother who knows say the boyfriend a thumping in your mouth, but because the boyfriend, when him come look, him a grease the mother palm, him a grease the brother palm, him a grease the sister palm. Them no realize, them no care, them rather you go sleep at night time with tears in your eye, and happiness and sadness. So you have to be careful, because you don't know what some people are get for keeping in your misery. You don't know. Because you might have a man who have a little money, and you might have a family to live up a uptown, and then like come chuck off in the pool. Them are going to ask you, where they go left the good man go? Them don't know, say, are you unhappy? If you know see me, so a black ex, me don't want them roses and me no cause. Unless me over here go and like me no sense. Them won't give me no rose. Because you have some people that come upon a blessed man, may the good Lord bless you. You have some people, them come over here to see black people be a subhuman. So them disappoint them when them come and see a black man attack. So me no worry about them. But that's the first thing what the Bible teach me. You have to have the courage. Make decision on your life and stand by your courage. Be of courage and good faith. Believe, say, when you left the crosses, boy, God are going to bring you a better man in your life. And anybody who want come speak on them, on fit him behalf, bless them and tell them, God and go take him. Anybody want come tell you, say, where you left the good man go? God and go take him. If you want him that much, you God and go there and take him. Because we seen it, especially in the black community. Oh, we all left the good man. You don't know, say, I love you, man. A little mistake he make. Next thing you know, he cut off your head. And let me tell you, this, blessed and love. That's what we do over here. This is what we do on this platform. That's what we, and I like you have never looked back. I've never looked back. No, you can't look back. Anybody want to contact Parfum here? And that's the first thing the Bible show it. Jesus rather come and give up his life, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have life, and have life more abundantly. God didn't tell us if you give up your life. No, him come and do it. God could have said to Adam and Eve, not do it again. How much time we forgive people? The Bible, you have to understand the power of forgiveness. You know? You have to understand the power of forgiveness. Because when you forgive somebody, you are seal your own faith. You say, all right, I hope you change and I hope you don't do it again. It is a rolling of the dice. Forgiveness is the easier way out for courage, because it takes courage to act. It takes guts to leave the ruts. It takes guts for you to walk away from a big house, from a big car, from the comfort there. It takes guts to leave the ruts. Loving from a friend, say that Jesus do. Jesus said, go along. Because I remember, you know, when Adam come on and said, boy, Eve, you know, Jesus said, take Eve and go along. Take him and go along. Jesus could I say, no, do it again. So that's why I tell you, so we have 24 biblical principles when we are going to share with my top farmers, but we are going to move to what we call a subscription. So click the link. When you time when you see me again, click the link or set up on the notification, because we even have a next one where the Bible says, for every man look out for his own interest, not putting even his own above Jesus. So we have some people in our life, we just know say themselves, them are look out for. A whole heap of lessons we have to teach, you know, for 2024. Because if you are rock with 2025, if you are rock with me, blessed, you have a good for a strong. Of course, if you are rock with me, we want to uplift you. This is what we tell you. This is what the Bible tells you. So you have to drive out the scoffers out of your life, and contentions and strife will cease. Now ramp with the book. Now ramp with the book. So we come, write the Bible. And it's funny now in the black community, because some of us are lazy in learning. Some of us only go to church and say, hallelujah, praise the Lord. Kick over 2 bench. And pastor, they take one story. Because where you find most people preach the Bible from a line to line basis. We can't take anything. This Bible, this book is so open for interpretation. Me can take anything in this and spin it to me one power. Anything. So you better start reading. Because when me, alright, me get baptized a day, because more time me used to come on a platform and do some heavy work. Bless it for who interact. Me used to do some heavy work, right? And because we know say you battle demonic force in the highs and low places. I was at a point last year, you know, like, when you see me come over here, me was actually like a zombie when me done work, you know. Sometimes me come off, me feel like me done faint a ground. Me feel like me done collapse. So me get baptized. But even though me get baptized, me go to church and me I realize that my pastor, him just love preach. I'm afraid of preaching. And the flip side, same church, it used to be a female pastor in our church, right? And she used to teach. So rather that, because Jesus wasn't a preacher, you know. And that me I tell somebody the other day, and they down on me and they say, the voice said to me, say, Jesus, a lot of people get it mixed up. Jesus wasn't a preacher. Jesus was a teacher. So if Jesus never teaches something without show you an example. And point and case, I was in church back-to-back Sundays, and this female pastor, she preached 3 services that stuck with me. She said, anywhere we have more, anything we fear more in our life, because we trust Jesus. Yes, man, because we trust Jesus the least there. And she use it, and then she talk about, she do a next teaching one Sunday where she said, a lot of us are afraid of man more than we're afraid of God, right? And she used a story about the midwife that was given the instructions by the Pharaoh to kill all firstborn Hebrew child, right? And she has to think about it. But because them fear God more. And she's like, who do you fear? Because some of us, we fear the wrong people in our life. Some of us fear the wrong people. Yes, man, the fear of God is the beginning of all knowledge. Me no fear man of God, me fear. And if God say me to do this, then even if me now can't do it fully, me I go try because him we appreciate. So me love when she went down to the church. But some days me I go to church tomorrow, but me stay up at the back. Because me can't bother with the preaching. A teaching me one. Teaching. So black people have to get to the point nowadays. Be skeptical preachers. But teaching, listen to the Bible, blessed man. That's how we do on this platform. And we come to teach you in the book. So we love this book. It tells us that desire is the starting point of all great achievement. Whatever you desire in life, you are at the starting point. You are at the starting point, all right? If your mind can conceive it, then you can achieve it. If you could not achieve it, to God be the glory, you would not conceive it. But a lot of us rather take alcohol and drugs and cigarette and take all kind of destructiveness to try to drown out the desire. Whatever you desire, believe in yourself, move forward to it, all right? That's what this book tells me. I love this book. Like that one, and we just blow through it. We literally blow through it. This one, I love this one. Your faith is your fortune. Again, this guy is called Neville Goddard, right? And he's just able to link spirituality, faith, until we start. Hold on. Yeah, until we start, of course. We have to start reading to the mind is what exercise is to the body. We have to get to the point. If Happy New Year came at you, right? This book said, and it said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. All right. Once I came across this book, I am never again careless with my words, especially when I'm attaching it to I am. If I'm saying I am, it has to be I am rich, I am famous, I am powerful, I am great. Like you would see. Listen to me, the book, because in the beginning was the Word. It have to start with the Word. This is why they said there is power in the tongue. There is power in the Word. If you want somebody get killed, you have to say it. If you so this is why you have to understand the Word, sound, and power. This is why Rastafarians long time was trying to tell us, be careful how you said I. This is why when Bob Marley said I have to be careful. There's power in that. And that was what I take from this book. This book just remind me that, hey, all right, be careful with your words. Get it. I'm literally just skimming over the page. All right, the next one I actually purchased. I love this book. This book is called 3 Feet from Gold. All right. So much lesson in this book. This book tells me more gold has been mined from the mind of men that's been taken from the ground. All right. Did you write this book? No, I'm in the process of writing a book. I did not write any of these books. These books, as I said, this live is titled The Books That Changed My Life. Now, if I can share a book with you, if I can encourage you to make a change, As I said, maybe you came across my life because in your quiet moment, you are asking God for deliverance. You are asking God. And as I told the story many a times, there was this guy, blessed Psalm 7787. There was this guy in Florida, the great flood was coming, and the short version of the story, he refused everybody that came to help him. When he died and go to heaven, he said to Jesus, why didn't you come and save me? Jesus said, I've sent many people to save you. Why did you turn them away? Yes, we are getting, and yes. So this is why, because maybe you never hear about a guy like Neville Goddard, and we are in a spiritual turmoil. We are in an emotional turmoil. We don't understand, right? You can find something of value. A lot of us are waking up and saying, I am good for nothing, or I am this, I am that. Make sure when you're using the word I am, you are speaking life into you. Because it's said in the Bible, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God. Don't be careless with your words, all right? Because you are calling on things to you, all right? And if you are just seeing me, for those who is just seeing, we talk about the science of getting rich. No virtue in being poor, all right? There is no lack in this world. No one has anything that belongs to you. So you don't have to live your life on the competitive plane, all right? We don't compete. We create. We don't compete. We create. No matter of fact, from I came across this book, I stopped watching competitive sports. Because, yeah, this is why when some of the people them stop playing competitive sports, a lot of them turn to drugs and alcohol because they live the life on that destructive plane. And you can't judge them. Right? Blessed, right? So my friend, I update you. Thank you, one for real. Alright, so we don't live our life on the competitive plane. I do my clothing brand. I'm in competition with no other brand. I've had brand consultation and people asking me, who is your competition? And I'm like, you know what, let's forget this. Because this is why a lot of us start business in life and we don't understand. We have to see ourselves as grasshoppers in the land of giants until the day come. You will get to where they are. I can't wake up, blessed. I can't wake up and said, when your next one on. We soon get to that because we don't know it. Afternoon. I can't wake up and said, I want to compete with Nike. Nike is $1 billion company. I can't want to compete with Gymshark. That's like me said, can you imagine? How presumptuous would I be to go to the starting line next to Usain Bolt with my hands tied behind me? So I don't see, even I've started this clothing brand 3 years. And anybody asks me, who is my competitors? I've got no competitors. I've prayed to God to put things in my life to enable me to do certain things. And this is what he said I should do. I'm not here to compete with nobody because he said, ask and it shall be given. I think, right? I think as I did a live and I said, a lot of us don't understand how simple this universe works. You literally have to ask and it shall be given because he said before one of his words doesn't come to pass, heaven and earth shall pass away. Ask and it shall be given. As I was listening to Farrell said something the other day because as I said, a lot of people want to be successful. A lot of people look up to successful people, but we don't study what the successful people do. But as my teacher told me, you want to be successful, we have to study success. I hear Farrell, right? That guy is rich, successful. I think the last collaboration he done with Gucci sold out, right? And he said, you know what's the most difficult thing? It's the harvest. And he quoted a Bible scripture. The Bible said the harvest is plenty, but the workers is few. The only thing we have to do is ask. But come harvest time, and there's not enough people to harvest what's there. And a lot of us would not know Farrell reading his Bible. This is why my teacher told me, and I've taken that on board. You want to be successful? Then study success. If Farrell can be so successful, but he's reading the Bible, then why am I not reading the Bible? So you have to follow, and I hear Michelle Obama said this in one of her documentary. You have to be in love with learning. You have to fall in love with learning. And as it's discovered, Isaac Newton law, a body in motion remains in motion. Right? A body in motion remains in motion. Keep your mind moving forward. Because if you're not going forward, then you are going backward in life. Nothing stands still. Bob Proctor talk about energy. We cannot see some of the things that's vibrating. This is why sometimes when you go into the Glasgow town centre or any town centre, you will see Severas looking at buildings. You might not be able to see it, but they are looking to see how far this building has moved since it has been, everything is vibrating, everything is energy. So guess what? You want to be on the right side. All right. This book, I might wrap it up shortly. This book, we are complete ourselves. Know thy said. Yes, better, of course. That's what we do over here. I love this book, especially if you're living a day and age. The seasons of life. Life and business is like the seasons. I'm literally peeling back my library. I peel back my library and show you the books. As I said, these are the books that's transformed my life. These are the people are persons who has poor value in my life. This guy is called Jim Rohn. This book is worth a listen. If you don't even want, I think this book sold for like 70 pounds. I think the missus found me a second-hand copy because I get this for Christmas. Right? I get a couple of books for Christmas. So this book is called The Seasons of Life. Life and business is like the seasons, all right? And the Bible, this is why we said successful people interpret the Bible and became rich. Because the Bible told you a time and place for everything. A time to laugh, a time to cry. A time to sow and a time to reap. But we are living in a day and age where everybody just want to reap, everybody just want to laugh. A time to burn and a time to die. And that's too, for me, waking up to the realization that I'm living a life full, so I die empty. I'm going dead one day. And I'm glad I'm living in that day and age. From time to time, Facebook asks me, what do you want me to do with your page when you're dead? Let it stay. Let it stay, because yet I die, I will live again. Right? So you don't. No, I don't sell book. I sell clothes. So if you want, so this is a brand, the strong brand for the strong people. Check out www.topform.com, because this brand, it is all about the people are the persons who is in peak physical fitness, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and ultimately economically, because a chain is as strong as its weakest link. So this morning is all about the mentalness, right? Sometimes we talk about the physical. Depends where the spirit lead me. So if you are seeing me this morning, we want to help you. Yes, man. Go to the grave empty, man. Live full, die empty. Tell your stories. Paint on your canvas of life. Too much of us is just not doing that because we have the fear. And fear is a form of ignorance. We are ignorant to the fact that we are going to be dead one day. Make memories. Live life full. Die empty. As Bob Proctor said it, fear is a form of ignorance. And we are ignorant to anything we don't understand. And some of us don't understand it. So we try to do things to act as if I don't understand it, so it does not apply to me. But my teacher tell me that you can go into a room, close the curtain, turn off the lights. But guess what? The sun is still going to shine outside. So you can act ignorant to the principles and the factors that is going to be affecting your life. You can wake up, come on this platform, spend major time on minor things. We all have to sit down to a banquet of consequence. And when come harvest time, if you are reaping an empty storehouse, then you did not plant in the spring. Plant in the spring or beg in the winter. You have to do one of two. And if you want to hear more of that, then get this book. Seasons of Life, all right? You either plant in the spring or beg in the winter. Hey, if you see me for the first time, I thank you for rocking with me, all right? Thanks to my friend who is me, one for real who is mediating, right? As I said, as I open it, you see what, as I open it, let me leave something from this blue note with you. Let me read you what it said. The most interesting story in life is to the future, why a person become the person he or she becomes, right? Yes, man. So the most interesting story in life is to the future. All right. Why a person become the person he or she become. All right. And this is why, so if you want to become a person of value, then you're going to have to, like, as a point in time, like Sky TV was my thing. Every box set. Because this world, this world is designed. The captors don't want to set you free. This world is designed to hold you captive. But you have to find the balance. I'm not going to tell you that you have to be reading every day. But you don't want to be getting up. As a wise man said, if you ask somebody how much it is to buy a TV, they will tell you. If I should ask you, be uncomfortable. Of course, if I ask a lot of people how much for the TV, they will tell me it costs £600 or so. But the true value of the TV is not how much it costs. It's how much it costs you to watch it. What are you not learning? What are you not doing when you should be doing? That's the true cost of the TV. The most interesting, yeah, of course. All right, and I might leave you with this one. I'm still listening to this one. The true most, yes, this book, The Essence of Success. Earl Nightingale. For 2025, if you don't do anything, write it down. Go on Earl Nightingale and YouTube and watch this one. It called The Strangest Secret. The Strangest Secret. And this truth, men just don't think, you know, and we become conform, and we are living a conformative life, you know. That's a good one. And so conformity is a grave with both sides knocked out, you know. And this is why a lot of people not going. But so go and check out that one. Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. This is a great book. This book has I've got a whole, every time I listen to this book, I get a name of a philosopher. I get a name of somebody that I should just be listening to. This book is I've been listening to this book like for 4 years, and every time I listen to it, I just literally get something. You know, they say the opposite of freedom is courage, and the opposite of, in order to be free, you have to have courage. I don't want to murder I don't want to do the court disjustice, but I said the opposite of freedom is courage, and the opposite of courage is free. Yeah, something like that. So I didn't study that quote to come and say, but that book tells me that we have to have the courage, regardless of what the quote. We have to have the courage. I have a YouTube here, because this video will be up on YouTube, because I didn't play any background music on my YouTube. And this video is small, because when I play background music to start, then YouTube flag it. So this video will be down. I'll be clipping it up, and I'll be putting some up, and I'll be putting up the video on YouTube. We have got some videos on YouTube. And again, like, don't trust your memory, right? Don't trust your memory. So like, this book is packed. It's packed, and I pay £1 for this book, right? So not only do you just should read a book, but anything, or even if you're listening to a song. I was at the movie last night, and I can't wait. I was watching The Lion King. I think they call it Mufasa, right? And that movie is just filled with gems, right? But yeah, I can't wait for it to come out so I can get it on Sky, and I can sit down and extract some of the gems, right? Because he was saying, one stick can't start a fire. It might smoke, but it won't start a fire. Just filled with gems, because we need those. We have to feed the mind. Mufasa, yeah, it's in the cinema. Good movie. So as you notice, right, and this is why I'm able to do what I'm able to do, because I always look for an opportunity to learn something every day, right? I literally, and once I hear something or a phrase, right, I see. All right, so let me read something from this. It said, all work assists in development. By what you do, you either advance or you disintegrate, right? This is good to always remember, right? So you either come back or you go forward, but all work assist in development, right? And he said you will face engineering able and pilot yourself. So like, my handwriting is bad, so this is why I just come and just work. But you know, but that's what I do. That's what I do. And in my quiet moment, I will sit down and I will actually go over it in my quiet moment. This book is actually like, I pay £1 for this book, but you cannot really, because as I said, show me say, it's not what about the philosopher says about the philosophy, but what does the philosophy says about the philosopher, right? So it's important for you to have your philosophy. And I said it many a time. A wise man said, having the right philosophy is like the set of the seals. So these are like my philosophy. And we don't turn up in life without our seals set. So we sit down, we like how this sound, we will remember it, we'll write it down. And that's how you really start to construct and start to add value in your life, all right? As a wise man said, it's not until a man ceases to do what he has to do, but do what he wants to do, then you can tell the measure of a man. So make time for learning. Don't just sit down and things don't just happen. It happens just. You want to be a person of value, then start to read books of value. Start to listen to person of value. All right? All right. So they say you do not know yourself until you put yourself through the test. Full of gems, you know. Right now, I used to carry it in my bag, go to work, but it's actually beaten up, so I don't move it out the house now. But yeah, and he said, faith without works is dead, but faith with works set you absolutely free. You know what I mean? Like, that's just as soon as I open this book, and this is what I want to impart, this is what I really want to pass on to you and said, all right, you know, just buy a £1 book and just start look for these, because once you start attract these words and saying in your life, you will start to feel better. You'll be a bit more optimistic. You don't have to be a pessimist, you know what I mean? Be optimistic. But as a wise man said, one of two ways to face the future: apprehension or anticipation. I don't want to be apprehensive. I don't want to be nervous. I don't want to feel like I don't know what to, like I'm excited for my future. I'm doing this, so I'm working on my ability to communicate. I'm working on my speaking skills. And I also got my clothing brand. I am very, very much excited for my future because I'm doing what I was asked to do. I do my best. I'll do the rest. He said, as you sow, so shall you reap. And this is why I'm over here trying to plant into people, uplift people, and said, hey, this is me doing God's work. It's not just going to church and feeling like I'm holy. No, if I can really come over here and uplift one person, then that's me feeling good for the day. All right. All right. And with that said, I am getting ready to wrap it up. And if you are anywhere in the world and you want to be a part of the movement, I've got high quality stuff. If you don't believe me, check out my stuff before you put them on. You will look good, you will feel good. The quality is guaranteed, all right? And remember, I slept and dreamed that life was beauty. I woke and saw that life was duty. So whatever you want to achieve in life, it's okay for us to dream, all right? Thanks, my friend. You've been very helpful in my room this month because I'm still learning how to use this platform. So we talk about George S. Clayson, the richest man in Babylon, Wallace D. Waddell, the science of getting rich. We talk about Think and Grow Rich. We talk about 3 feet from gold. We talk about your faith is your fortune. There we go. And we mentioned the 48 laws of power. We didn't fully go into the 40. So we are in the process of finding somebody to help us to write 24 laws of the Bible that if you know them and implement them in your life, then you don't need the full 48. All right? But remember, life is difficult. But as a wise man said, if it's hard, do it hard. All right? And don't be afraid of criticism. Like, I could go on for now, but I feel like you need to know when to leave the stage. So I will actually wrap it up. But I will say this one thing. We are living in an age of one of the greatest wealth creation. All right? You just have to believe in yourself. You just have to be willing to learn what you don't know. Make time for learning. Right? With the help of ChatGPT and Gemini, like if it wasn't for technology, I probably would have given up. I wouldn't say I would, but there was a lot of things that I used to have to pay money for and find people to do for me. But nowadays with ChatGPT and Gemini, sit down, listen to Earl Nightingale, Acres of Diamond, mine that gold mine, see what you're good at, see what you want to do. What you are is God gives to you. What you become is your gift to God, right? And learn, yes man, right? Check up from the neck up. So what I'm trying to say, right, with the help of technology, whatever you're good at, whatever you feel like I want to be or I can do, or this is what I want to do with my life, we are in a day and age. The help is available. I'm sitting down and I'm creating new designs. Like at one point, if I did not have 200 pounds, right, the obstacles, yes man, 3 feet from goal, turn obstacles. But you know what I like from 3 feet from goal, even though I didn't mention that one because we cover so much. First come the dream, then come the struggles. And I actually write that somewhere where I can actually see it, right? There's so much, and there's so much gem in this book. It's a very good book, right? It said that you should not make a decision down in the valleys, because just like how the peaks come and go, the valleys come and go. So even me in life, I'm at a point where I need to make some decision, but because of what's happening at the moment, I will not make any decision, right? But as Jim Rohn said, you should have like a silent seminar. Write something like, if you're going to my kitchen, as soon as I look on my wall, the paper said, I'll be this or I'll be that, I'll be rich, because we have to speak life into us, you know. So even when I go in the kitchen, I've got a notice board. It said cast an eye. You know, it said first come the dream, then come the struggles. I literally take 3 things from this book and write it and put it where I can see it. As soon as I go in the kitchen, right, I've got, it's on like a whiteboard, and it said cast an eye, right? And it said first come the dream, then come the struggles. And it's at the struggles where a lot of people give up. And that constantly remind me, I'm struggling. Is it easy building a brand? Especially when you have not seen it done in your family. No one in your family has ever done it. Is it easy? No. But as Les Brown said, if it's hard, then do it hard. You got to be hungry for success. You literally, and nowadays, we don't want to become the politician play things. We don't want people come and tell us they have the answer to us, to our better future, because you are the answer to your better future. When will things change? When you change. Not when the government change. Not when your friends. When will things change? When you change. And that's why you have to wake up and accept that. And this is why it comes back to every book I've opened in front of you this morning from the James Allen. Right? You are the maker. The mind is the workshop of the body. We got to make sure we're planting. The mind is the most fertile field. And if nothing of substance is planted in it, then an abundance of useless weeds will and have to come forth in his presence. Take stock of what you're learning. Take stock of who you're listening to. Don't just wake up and give everybody access to the most. The mind is the most fertile field. The mind, can you imagine that? What you're not changing them are you exactly. When I listen to that and realize, okay, my mind is the most fertile field. And if nothing of substance is planted in it, I stop listening to dancehall music. I'm not going to listen to because the moment of decision is coming. This is why they say chances don't make the man, opportunity only reveal him. This is why you might have somebody, we might hear it. And when I used to grow up, I used to hear of people who find money and hand it into the police station. And I used to hear loved ones say, oh, they would not do that. I wouldn't do that. That's just telling me you're not an honest person. But the people are the person who does honest things when even the going is like, seriously, the mind, definitely, man. Definitely. Alright? And that's why we do what we do over here. So it's not about the hundreds of likes, because we understand that. This is why we say the truth is not popular. We see many people come and go. We did a live the other day. We say everybody nowadays claim that they're telling the truth. And they're getting like thousands of people agreeing with them. Like when I came on this platform this morning, as soon as I opened it, I saw this video with like over 74,000 likes. Like, oh, women is never happy. And you're like, that's not the truth. You are never happy. People who don't, because we find what we find what we seek. Like, if you don't, like, the people who is never happy are the people I would never ever say. Because I live with my wife, like, she's just a beauty. She's like really like, I don't think they met them, and I'm not what like them met them like that anymore. Right, sugar? Yeah, right. Me soon come see. Right. You understand me? But and that was the thing that get like 74,000 likes. And that's telling me that's not the truth. And as a wise man said, when you find yourself on the side of the majority, then it's time to reassess. Because we know for a fact when Jesus did a walk earth and I speak love and forgiveness, then he was not popular. The biggest crowd Jesus get was at his crucifixion. When they say crucify him, and the only thing Jesus did was speak love and forgiveness. So when I come on this platform and see somebody with a video, women is never happy. I know that's not the truth. But it is getting 74,000 likes, millions a share. And they want to, this is why we live in a day and age now, where a lot of people want to make it look like right is no wrong. Because right is the no wrong. No, you who doesn't know happiness, because some people don't know. And if you don't know, you don't know. This is why I like to say the first thing they teach you in mathematics class is nothing from nothing leaves nothing. And you got some people take it upon themselves and decide, say, I'm going to make you happy. No, you can't do that. You're not God. And this is why when I come on this platform with my books and my uplift, I never come over here to change anybody. Because when you change somebody, they either go and go from one end of the spectrum to the other. People change. For them won't change. This is why if you have a man and him change and him claim saying change, him only a suppressing true being. But him have to revert right back. But the true person who sustain change are the people. This is why you have some man take up some woman, some road man. You have some man go take up some road woman who belong to the street and claim say, me change her, man. You think you change her, but she not change. She can only suppress it and act for so long. If you ask me for the first time, it's a top form. But we know if you have facts, when we come and see the people who claim to say, oh, this is the truth. That's your version of the truth. That's your version of the truth. Yeah? But if you even take up a woman who used to live a certain lifestyle and she change because she want to change, that woman are go loyal to you. If she truly love you, she are go loyal till she take her last breath. But if she change because of what you can do for her and not who you are to her, that's two different change, you know. When somebody change because of what you can do for them and not what you mean to them, then this is why you're gonna have the argument with the woman and say, look up everything I've done for you, and this is how you cheat me. If you don't see me for the first time, you don't see Black Excellence. Now, alright, you see how long me there, I'm still a talk to you. So what Black Excellence look like. We're not come to dance with two roses. But anyway, every good to be on top form is to be in peak physical fitness, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and ultimately economically. Alright, take responsibility for your life. Alright, learn what's to be taken serious and laugh at the rest. Alright, once you figure that out in life, you'll be alright. Alright, don't wait for people to come and change you. Alright, you start. You be who you, because you will be what you will to be. You want to be happy, then you'll be happy. Then you don't have to feel offended as a female or as a male when you see somebody out there saying woman is never happy. Find out, because some people never take time to study the manual. Learn what makes you happy. Learn your likes, learn your dislikes, so you can truly know happiness. Alright? One love. And check out my website, www.topformwear.com, and you'll see me over here again. You know, we normally come over here. Sometimes we put up videos 15 seconds. Feel free to watch them, because we know people don't have the ability to concentrate anymore. So we try to put up a message under 15 seconds, under 30 seconds. But I guarantee you, there's a message in there, because we are at that point. We are living a life of service. We want people to we want to help you to figure out what we did not know prior 3 to 4 years ago. And this is why we take this morning to open up a library and to show you the books that we've been reading. Alright? And check out my website, www.topformwear.com. Have a blessed day. Happy New Year, alright? But you're going to have to create your happiness. We can't just sit down and say Happy New Year. We're going to have to start work to create our happiness, alright? Blessed, man. Anytime, man. That's what we do. But don't cry. You'll find, I promise you, there's videos up there. And I'll be putting up some of these videos. And I've got a YouTube channel that I'll be putting up this video onto once I finish. But that's what we do, alright? And peace be still. Blessings.